This amalgam we will see for the first time in the underground areas of the Mega Beatsplex in the Runita of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place, the local pizzeria simulator. As we can see, part of the venue is still standing together with two already known Blob and Burntrap characters. It was confirmed that Paper and William survived the pizzeria simulator fire, but without Molten Freddy did not survive, just like Scrap Baby, as it is back and as we may see the original baby within the amalgam. But before I tell you my theory of its origin. As he said, he has been able to notice in Mega Pizza Plate there are many references to past deliveries like Pizza Simulator 5 Night at Freddy 2, Sister Location, Help Wanted and many more. Even things like drawings and posters that shouldn't be there. 20% of the megapixels are based on references to past installments, but this may not be the fault of Steel Wool Studies to make filler on the map. But it would be Fazbear Entertainment's fault, and I mean by this, first think Fazbear Entertainment is the company that has always been behind everything. I mean local and animatronic, so probably Fazbear Entertainment has rescued remains of its previous restaurants to be saved money. Have ever not wondered how it is that after the fire of Pizzeria Simulator, when Fazbear Entertainment in its darkest moments of nowhere has I've got a budget big enough to build not a pizzeria but a mall with double the animatronics and not counting the security ones. Remember that the guy on the 5 Night at Freddy 2 phone tells us that the animatronics cost a small fortune, and despite not being the big thing, they did cost for Favor Entertainment, and I do not want to imagine the amount of money they had to invest in all this. The Glamrock staff bots, DJ Music Man, all the endoskeletons, the entire mall, the merchandise, even the electricity bill of the Mega Pizzaplex must be crazy. But I'll tell you that the Megapixels is not pure novelty. But it contains rescue parts from previous restaurants. Sure, that's why there are many references to the previous sequels. My point is that Fazbear Entertainment, by rescuing all these pieces from their previous premises, they would reuse them in Mega Pizzaplex to save budget. Save all these parts and service. Endoskeleton contains animatronic pieces having skeleton of the toys and the originals. Although these parts were not completely recycled, some because they were not functional or repairable were discarded in the underground zone near the range of Molten Freddy. In 5 Nights at Freddy 2, after the bite of the 87 toys were discarded, but they may not have been discarded but dismantled and removed to another place, a place where they could later reuse their animatronic parts for the Plex Mega Beats. Some pieces were reused in the Glamrocks, as facial recognition has now improved as a scanner. The originals were dismantled by William, and we know that from the 5 Nights at Freddy 3 minigames, and after William died in the Bonnie costume and gave rise to Springtrap, all those pieces were left there. Later the paper team would rescue Bonnie's costume and possibly other things from the premises, until Fazbear Entertainment after the construction of the Mega Pizzaplex rescued them. Many theorize that this code we see here is nothing more and nothing less than In Blanc Road with, but this is not true since it is evidently Bonnie the FNAF1. We can even see his leg and his arm inside the blob. There may be traces of Glamrock Bonnie and Blog, but they may not be visible. Molten Freddy and Puppet after the fire Pizzeria Simulator survived, but Molten Freddy would initiate this amalgam and absorb Puppet, trapping inside of him. Scrap Baby, or better said Baby, sure did not survive the fire, but they also left their remains that would later form part of the Mount Freddy next to the others, forming so to Blob. And if you wonder how it is that the original life is inside the Blob when it was supposed to become Scrap Baby, and that's simple, since you're starting to theorize that what happens in Pizzeria Simulator is not real. And if this is true, while designs are not canonical, the blob wearing head was actually the Molten Freddy face is not the one we see in Pizzeria Simulator, so Baby being expelled just got destroyed and did not have that redesign, so that explains why she is there, and they all became an amalgam that will absorb every tonic animal piece you see around, and probably has also absorbed Burntrap. So all these animatronics are trapped in this array. Recently there's a theory that's becoming quite popular, and it's based on that Glamrock Freddy is possessed. The greatest proof of these are their dialogues, and one tells us that I miss it a lot by referring to Foxy. When we went down doing this, Blob tells us the next thing I know what this is. I've been here before. She brought me here. I first found myself when I cleared the road. I didn't want to, but I had no choice. Now I have a choice. I've changed. My friends are here, they're so angry, confused, but I can protect you. Here Glamrock Freddy tells us that his friends are here. Freddy may contain parts rescued from Freddy Fazbear, the original of FNAF 1, and sure, that's why we don't see Freddy inside Blob, sure, because his pieces were in better condition than the others. If this is true, this would be a reference to this theory, giving Glamrock Freddy as name Freddy Fazbear. So Glamrock Freddy may contain remnants and at the same time memories of what happened before, and so he identifies with them by telling them friends by reference to the original band, since he contains parts rescued from Freddy and next to that his memories. Although it is also likely that he is possessed, also tells us that his friends are angry and confused by what makes sense as Blob makes these sounds.
Not want to, but I had no choice. Now I have a choice. I have changed.
For sure, all those souls are fighting for control, and some endoskeleton inside seem to want to escape, so Blob would be a pretty unstable and dangerous mind, because inside it would carry the souls of the original animatronics, the soul of Elizabeth and also that of Charlie, the remnant of the funtime and the agony of the toys. We already know where the animatronic pieces come from and why Glamrock Freddy identifies with them. Now we will see the possible reason why in Molten Freddy started that amalgam. Maybe after he survived the pizzeria simulator fire, he was in very bad shape, and with all the animatronic pieces scrapped by Fazbear Entertainment, he was rebuilt and improved at the same time, being a much larger extent of it and at the same time absorbing all the animatronic remains around it, and as it got bigger and more monstrous with each unattached weapon it was absorbing, it lost control to some extent. It lost total control, and Elizabeth, Charlie and the others also wanted to be in control and got out of control and ended up becoming a machine that will always look for more to get bigger. I think this would be the reason why Molten Freddy ended up becoming this amalgam.